I was not prepared for some things that I guess come with being open minded. But nevertheless, on the flip side, if not the same damn side, when it comes to being challenged, I don't like a challenge. I don't appreciate them, but I don't like them. I don't like anything getting in my way. But the beauty of it is the hidden lessons. They're always lessons. So it made me appreciate it a great deal. And I'm learning to appreciate it even more. So maybe one day I'll like it. I don't know. I don't care. Obstacles after obstacles. And I'm overcoming them just like that. In the order that they come is the order that they shall fall. But nevertheless, it's just wild and crazy to me that so much can be dumped on you if it's a lot, man. You just gotta appreciate the lessons. One of the finest lessons I'm learning every time I think I learn something, there's more to learn. I don't know if people really understand. Well, maybe some do. Very, very, very small group that I'm unaware of. Just know that there must be. There's a group somewhere that understand the true meaning of peace. A kind of peace that money really cannot buy. No amount of money can give you that. The amount of money that you could probably think of that would give you the kind of peace I'm talking about would probably create the opposite. Because now you have that much to worry about. I have a question to whoever decided that it's their way or the highway. Like, life is just gonna be hard if, as a human, we don't conform to your idea of the way to live. Among many things, my landlord decided to do something with the house. I don't remember what. So now we have a new property owner who decided to raise the rent like sky high. And it's very possible that I'll be facing an eviction notice quite soon. Very, very possible. As tough as my skin chose to be, thank God for genetics. I don't know. And being open minded and willing to extract the lesson from everything in life. You know, being human, certain things will bother you, but everybody processes things different. So I was in the bathroom and I start thinking, am I supposed to die? Remind me of this thing where people say when life give you lemon, you make lemonade. That's really how I live my life. And the lessons are very beautiful. I feel like I'm over it, over them. But I appreciate them so much. Like, it is just so beautiful how life is playing out. To see it, you wouldn't believe what I'm saying, but I see it. Am I supposed to roll over and die? Extract the lessons from everything. And then every little thing is gonna be alright. I'm thinking about what drives me. And it's gotta be my love for life and my desire to see things better. Speaking of desire, if my memory serves me right, I always get what I want. Sometimes not when I think I want it, but I always seem to get what I want. And if I desire to see better, then better is what it will be. Sometimes I just wish I knew when. You see, this fun thing about always getting what I want is that I never really want much. I never really want much. So much so, people would think I don't even want much out of life. Like, it don't take much for me to be alright. For a while I was learning about myself, I had to question if that's me not having a high enough standard or not. But I really don't require much. Might come off that way, but I do not. I came across this thing called divine timing. Of course, I wasn't familiar with it. And as I'm learning about myself, I'm learning. I've come such a long way. I'm learning about the need to be patient. So that divine timing thing was just so convenient. And the more I'm learning about divine timing, because I take what resonates when I hear, different examples here and there. I take what resonates and made me realize, in harmony with this co-creating thing we got going on with the universe, you can only play your part and let the other party play theirs. It's like if you have a project to bring in because of a class that you're taking with others, you can't force them to be on time. You can only hope so you can get a good grade or whatever the case is. But everybody has to play their part. And if we understand, really, really understand that we're co-creating, then we're going to play our part. And divine timing is just the other party playing their part. And it might be hard to accept at first that the other party might have a higher understanding of what's happening, seeing a bigger picture, and know why this day would be a little too early or a little too late. So it really takes a lot of trust. Trust the party that you're co-creating with to know that everything play out exactly when it's supposed to play out. And if you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you know everything is playing out exactly how it's supposed to play out. Mind you, everything that I'm doing comes natural to me as far as coping with reality. It's just that lately, the past few years, things been amplified, if you ask me. Like, took a second to figure out what's going on. I'm maybe still figuring it out, but in regards to still learning about myself, it's like a never-ending beautiful journey. I'm realizing that even things that I used to complain about, and not just me, I'm noticing it, that it's not just with me. Others I try to talk to, not really listening, but it's not just with me, but everything that we used to complain about and things that we praise, everything about us, it's just been about us for a reason. And with enough training in certain areas, we sharpen, call it a tool, so we know how to maneuver through life and whatnot. So I'm realizing that the stuff that I didn't really understood back then, they're making so much sense now, where with these things being amplified, life seems to be falling apart. It's really falling together, really. It's kind of funny saying that with any amount of confidence, given the fact that it's not together yet. But that's how sure I feel about things. Like, I guess that's what you call faith. Everything is just making so much sense, and the only thing don't make sense is the idea of me giving up. It's reminding me of that song about come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe it brought me this far to leave me. That is so true. That's how I interpret life at this point. So it just makes so much sense to just keep on keeping on. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna try. Not right now though, but I'm gonna try. it makes so much sense to just keep on keeping on. I also understand to whatever extent, because there's just so much more to learn, that even when we lose people in this journey, on this journey, there's a lesson in that so called loss, and nothing really happened before its time or for no reason. So, no matter what it is, just keep on keeping on. The only thing don't make sense is the idea of giving up. To give up don't make no sense. Like, no sense. I was thinking about how we should all accept that we all have at least one area. I trust that it's more than one, but at least one area worth working on. And like I said, there's often more than one, so I'm not trying to say I'm perfect because of the one I'm about to name for myself. But I'm thinking about me not giving myself enough credit for being as strong as I am. What I was saying was everybody should take accountability. Take accountability, show accountability, whatever, for some areas of their life, at least one at a time. Everybody have at least one area to work on. One of mine will be giving myself more credit for always persevering, like no matter what. I feel as if I don't see any other way. The alternatives always sucks. Always sucks. It always. But nevertheless, I make things look easy. That's what I'm starting to realize. I make things look easy, and they're really not. I don't know if I'm supposed to cry harder, break down more. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to make people understand. Except, reveal, like I'm doing right now, that everybody's going through something, and no matter what, some of us can decide to push through no matter what. And though some of us make it look easy, it's not necessarily always the case. But people need to start paying more attention to the fact that it's doable. And not, oh, I wish I was strong like you. Stop with the pity party. Even with the pity party, sometimes, even lately, sometimes I feel like I don't even want to cry anymore. It's not funny. I do get sad and whatnot, but then I feel like crying is for suckers. Like, I'm not thinking of it like boys think of it like men don't cry, but it's like, I understand that they say it helps to cleanse the soul, and that would probably be the only reason I would allow myself to cry. Because whatever is about to make me cry, make me angry instead, and no, I don't want to cry anymore. I want to do something about it. And that's when maybe a new drive to push further come in, kick in, and then I'm persevering, and I look back at the lesson like, well, that needed to happen. And then it just made me start realizing over time that crying don't really work for me. I feel the urge, but it just won't come out. I don't know if I need to see somebody about that. I figure while I'm busy myself with what do you call it? Or what am I gonna call it? Giving myself more credit where credit is due. Anybody who can hear my voice and not already doing this, they should busy themselves with believing more in the unseen world around us, above us, under us, wherever you want to put it in you. There's more to what meets the eye. We hear that so much, but don't fully understand it. I know I don't, but I understand a lot more, which is why I'm telling somebody that they need to give a little bit more attention to it. One of the most beautiful way to put it into perspective, when I'm even talking to children, is the idea of everything used to be in the mind before you can see it with your eyes. Building, trees, cars, food, everything. Everything used to be in the mind before you can see it, feel it, touch it, whatever, with those common senses we're familiar with. But I say that to say they came from somewhere. not much credit is being given to where it's coming from. What sparked that thought, that imagination, that whatever that made somebody think they can turn a tent into a house, or if it was a tent that was the first thing that they used to live in, or they want to turn a cave into a skyscraper, whatever. From the smallest ideas to the largest ideas, somewhere in between, others are just building off of others' ideas. They say nothing under the sun is new. Something you see or hear or feel can just spark some kind of interest, and from something else can be born. It's coming from somewhere. That's the main focus here. It's coming from somewhere before you can see it, feel it, and touch it, and whatever else you want to do with it. So maybe it's necessary to give a little bit more attention, a little bit more than going to church every week saying that you're just giving thanks to God, because that's as much as you do believe that there have to be a higher power. Sometimes saying something is different from even living it, even though some can argue that some religions are not real or whatever they are. You have genuine people in there genuinely trying to find their creator, while you have others in there, I don't know what's on their mind, but no matter what religion they're in, their job seems to be destructive. No matter what the religion is, they're here to disrupt everything. There shall be no peace where they are, unless the light there is shining bright enough to do away with that kind of darkness. But yeah, give more attention to the unknown. Everything that we see or believe that we believe come from somewhere, the unseen first, the darkness, the unknown. Do whatever you want to call it. Perspective is so beautiful, but I realize people getting carried away with titles, so they don't really grasp that sometimes we're getting the same idea from all of these different things that you're just choosing to focus on a topic and the whatever else they have going on, when the message is just the same. Hope that makes sense. Pay more attention to the unknown. That's where everything is coming from.